Hi, welcome to 30 Day Booty. I'm Tamara and today is day 28. We are gonna have some good fun today. We're gonna do a little bit of body weight work. You can always add weights to that if you want to. I just wanna remember to demonstrate that just because we're doing body weight doesn't mean it's easy work. So we're gonna do some kind of fun and challenging stuff. And then I'm gonna come down to the mat, and I do have my ankle weight that I have handy to make that part a little bit harder if you choose to. And of course, that part can be body weight as well. So let's get started by standing up and finding a nice place to move. So we're gonna do a deep squat with arms up overhead. And the point of that is, one, to raise your center of gravity just a little bit, and it puts a lot of pressure on your posture. So your abdominal muscles, your lower back, your upper back, all those stabilizing muscles are gonna have to work a little bit harder. And what you're trying to do is reach up real high and keep your chest, your heart, your head, everything nice and high, even as your buns are dropping down low. So I don't know how many that was so far, but we're gonna keep going with those for just a moment. All of the usual rules apply. Try to keep the knees out wide over the feet. Lots of breathing, lots of squeezing the belly, and looking for some fluidity in that motion. Not getting down too fast, not getting up too fast. So let's do 20 of these today. It's a nice long set. Our legs are comfortably wide. The wider your legs are, the more help you're gonna get from the inner thighs, which makes it a little bit more accessible. I'm gonna say 4 more. Feels like 20 to me. Please always count your reps if you care how many you're doing. All right, one set of 20. Now we can take that very same stance. I'm gonna close up just a little bit on the second set, and we're gonna come down into a squat, and then we're gonna propel. So we're gonna sit down, 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 push that floor away, squeeze your cheeks, land on a soft knee. You don't wanna land on a rigid knee, but you wanna land cushiony. So we're gonna go squat, pow. That was 3. Good. Now if you'd like to make this a little harder, you can go straight from one to the other. That was 5. And I'll do a couple in quick succession. Woo! So that was 10 in total of those. The first 5 a little bit more spaced out. The second 5 a little quicker, feels a little bit anaerobic. Our third and final standing set, we're gonna start the same way. I'm coming back a little wider again this time, so I'm gonna get a little bit of inner and outer thigh on this. And remember to lift from the pelvic floor every time, well, every time, but especially when you're using your inner thighs, you can really get that good, deep, deep, deep abdominal work. So this time I'm gonna come down into that same top-loaded squat, and I'm gonna bring my feet together and land low. So I'm gonna come down, up, down. Now, if that's not gonna work for you, just do a touch, okay? You're still getting that quick power move. Pow. Anything that feels explosive is gonna work. So even if you're just doing a quick pop to the balls of the feet, or whether you're doing that little heel click. I'm gonna do 5 more. I'd like for you to do 10. Whew, that felt pretty good. Now, I'm coming down to the floor, and I'm gonna put my ankle weight on. I have a nice big 5-pound ankle weight that I really love. But you can put anything you want on there. Even a pound or 2 is gonna help out a little bit. of extra work. Let's see. I put it on that leg, so I'm going to start on this side first. I'm comfortably down on my hands or elbows if I want to. I'm going to choose hands today, so I'm going to remember to keep my elbows soft, fingers spread wide so that the heels of the hands don't take all that work. And then I'm going to walk back so I've got nice right angles at the shoulder and at the hip. Now I'm going to take that foot that has the weight on it, or if you want to do this body weight, just pick a foot, and I'm going to move like I'm trying to make a footprint up on the ceiling. So a couple of pointers on form, especially if you're on long arms, it's really easy to fall into the sloppy spine. So keep your core super, super engaged and let your butt cheek do all of that work. All of that action is coming from your hip joint, like Barbie, right? And not from your spine, like a slinky. There's a little old-fashioned reference there. I don't suppose they probably make slinkies anymore. But you can use your imagination. There's that dog in a Toy Story who had a spine like a slinky. I'm lifting my belly conscientiously. I'm keeping my elbows soft because the body is going to try to find ways to make that more comfortable. And I'm just reminding myself I can be comfortable later. Right now, I want really good posture, and I want a nice, strong, round butt. So I'm going to push through. That was probably way more than 20, but you can do 20 of those and stop when you're ready. I've got that same leg still loaded, and I'm going to do a little dog at a fire hydrant, out to the side and down. So I'm going to see if I can give you a little bit of what to do with the hips. It's really easy to sink down into that opposite hip, but we want to make sure that we're lifted nice and tall on that. And I'm trying to lift with the knee rather than the ankle. That was probably 10. That's all I want to do on those. Now the last thing I'm going to do before I switch legs is I'm going to take that leg out to the side, circle it around, and bring it down. Out, around, and down. Whether or not you've got a weight, you're fatiguing those little muscles, those little hip rotators, strengthening and stabilizing through the hips and the abdomen. I think that was 9, but I'm going to do a couple more just in case. Great. Now, a little rest break to switch that weight to the other foot. You can take your time and you can hit pause, or you could just remember the work and finish it on your own. I'm trying to go quick so I can keep us going. All right, when you're ready, remember elbows or hands. Nice strong abdominal. Just gonna pull some hair out of my way so I can see you. And we're gonna lift up and down. So I'm going a little fast on the way up, but I'm controlling my motion with a little pause at the top, so I'm not flinging it. That's no control, that's with control, even though I'm moving fast. These feel so good. A little old school glute work. Back when I started teaching fitness classes in the 80s, I was doing these, and I'm still doing them. I'm gonna do 6 more, which is definitely more than 20, but I think I did such a long set on the first one. Give myself a little bit of symmetry. All right, good, a little shake out. I'm gonna stretch my wrists a little bit, wiggle my fingers around. Now, second set, we're gonna come straight out to the side. Dog at a fire hydrant. Very important to keep the belly tight on this and to not collapse into the shoulders, not to collapse into that opposite hip, and to remember to keep breathing. It's weirdly easy to forget that sometimes. I'm gonna do 3 more, and I'm gonna call that 10. All right, a little break, and then our last set, we're gonna come out to the side, circle around, out and circle around. 3. 6. 7. Wonderful. That was 10. I'm gonna take my ankle weight off. You'll remember from the last time we did the ankle weight, we talked about never ever walking around with an ankle weight on. It's terrible for the knees. But you did the work today, guys. Great work. Thanks for continuing to come back. Let me know how you're doing, and I will see you tomorrow.